Am I the a-hole for laughing in my sister-in-law's face when she DNA tested my daughter? I, 30 male, have a 6-year-old daughter. I am not biologically related to her at all. I was friends with her mother for most of my childhood. We were never romantically involved and were always just friends. She had her daughter at 23 with her 25-year-old husband. When my daughter was a newborn, about 3 months old, both her mother and father were killed in a workplace shooting. I won't go into too much detail for privacy reasons, but they worked in the same building and were both killed. Both my friend and her husband grew up with less than ideal families and didn't have any siblings, so there wasn't any next of kin for their daughter to go to. Because I was close with them, I was able to adopt her. Even though I had been unsure about having kids, I didn't want their daughter to grow up in foster care or with people who didn't have a connection to her biological parents, so I stepped in. My parents and siblings know that my daughter isn't biologically mine. My daughter, who I'll call Lily for this post, also knows she's adopted. I never hid it from her. She knows her parents are dead and were killed by a bad man, but I'm saving the details for when she's older. Lily doesn't look like me at all. She looks exactly like her mother and biological father. Most people assume I'm her biological dad, and that she just takes after her mom. I don't usually correct them, because it feels unnecessary. My brother has been with his fiancée for about 2 years. A few weeks ago, we were all at my parents' house when my sister-in-law saw an old picture of me, my friend, and her husband. She pointed to my friend and asked who she was, and I explained that she was Lily's mother. My sister-in-law got quiet and stared at the picture for a while, but I didn't think much of it. To clarify, she knew my friend had died, but I guess she didn't know she had been married, or that Lily isn't my biological daughter. I assume she thought Lily was mine and my friend's biological child. My sister-in-law ended up getting a DNA test done on my daughter behind my back. She used my brother's DNA, and when the results showed they weren't related, she realized that meant Lily and I weren't related either. She came up to me, waved the results in my face, and accused me of raising a dead woman's affair baby. She said this in front of my daughter. I stared at her for a moment before bursting out laughing. I told her I already knew Lily wasn't my biological daughter, and that adoption exists. Her face turned red and she stormed off. My brother is angry that I embarrassed his fiancée, but I told him she embarrassed herself by DNA testing a child that isn't hers, and then confronting me with the results. What did she expect to happen? Did she think I would abandon my daughter? My brother said she thought she was doing the right thing and called me a jerk. I don't feel like the jerk, especially since she stuck her nose where it didn't belong. I'm asking for Reddit opinions, mostly for validation, so was I the a-hole? Update in Part 2.